Is it working? Okay, hi guys. Welcome back some more Disco Elysium. Need to do something behind Lieutenant Kitsuragi's back. Sneak out after he's gone to sleep. That is an interesting little advice there, I have to say. So we have the day to make 20 real. And then we'll need to
The door is closed. This door can only be opened with a key or from the inside. There is no one. You hear the shower being turned on somewhere inside.
I think we probably shouldn't bother her. Oh, hello. This place is all filled up now. Look at that, breakfast time. Ah, and Kitsuragi is already up. Good morning, hi.
Morning. Looks like we can get to work at once. The union muscle turned up. They look rowdy. We should talk to them. I mean ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly enthusiastic about the RCM being here. They prefer to be policed by the union. These men here, men who drink beer for breakfast, there's talk of an armed wing of the union called the Hardy Boys, who are responsible for state policing. I think it's them.
That is the
I
men
completely
Garth
forgot.
told about yesterday.
Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep. It's them by the looks of it. Loud and nasty, just like the manager said. One loose thread less to worry about, and one big problem to replace it.
There's many of them.
That would just escalate tensions. No captain would sign off on it. Solving one murder isn't worth a conflict between the RCM and the Debarders Union. In fact, even the death of 2 detectives might not warrant an all-out war. So let's keep a cool head, okay? One more thing before we do. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them, continue with our business.
Yeah, streetwise. Zoom right past. Do it on your own terms. But aren't you curious to know what they have to say about the murder?
They're in no hurry to leave. They think they own the place. Anyway, I leave that choice to you. Whatever you decide.
Big choice, I guess.
Can I help you? Got the 20 real? This again. You just won't let it go, will you? Real funny. But this establishment only takes cash. Now, do you have that cash, Mr. Novelty Check Man?
Frit, near the gates. They'll exchange it.
Then why?
Frit near the gates. Where is that? I'm so bad at fucking finding places around here. What gates? Yeah, we need to explore more of the town, really.
Just a moment.
She's agitated, judging from the way she keeps pulling at the frayed edge of her blanket.
And there's no public phones nearby?
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am.
It's fine, I understand. Thank you anyway. I'm glad to see you again, dear.
Everything alright?
Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping to make a call, but the Whirling's phone line isn't working. The union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone is dead too.
What's wrong with the phone
The
line?
manager was vague about it.
Why would he be vague about phone problems? This is something to look into later. Ask God, maybe.
To let the young woman who's house-sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and our friend Gary were supposed to get back by Monday night, but they're still missing, and I haven't heard from them. I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel.
Has your husband gone
That's
missing
just
before?
it. This isn't like him at all. He always plans his expeditions so carefully, but you have more important things to worry about.
What is this expedition?
Just some field work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist. He and his assistant Gary are studying an extremely rare species of insect. But they should have returned by now. They were just going down the coast across the water lock to set a few traps. He said they'd be back on Monday. What could be keeping them?
Do you trust this guy?
Sweetie, it's nothing like that. Gary's as loyal as they come. I trust him with my husband's life any day.
Well, maybe they're in a rough
There's
neighborhood.
a nameless old fishing village nearby, but we've never had any trouble there before. There is a lot of crime around here, isn't there?
I can't say it's the best part of town, but I wouldn't worry too much about a pair of grown men traveling together.
Some fringe science is exactly what's needed right now. Spice up that vanilla murder investigation.
Are you sure we have time to go chasing after bug hunters just now? I did suggest we play it cool, but...
I got a premonition this missing scientist is connected to the main case. There's a little signing. We'll do it down the line.
If you say so.
Oh, thank
He
you,
really
officer.
doesn't
Truly,
like that.
I'll be right here if you come across any sign of Morel.
So some kind of
yes.
scientist?
A zoologist. A cryptozoologist, to be more precise.
That's studying
It's
bugs.
a pseudoscience that attempts to legitimize research into mythological beasts and urban legends.
Oh,
That's one opinion, yes. And people are entitled to their opinions.
oh.
She's used to playing off such insults casually, but they still affect her.
My apologies, ma'am. I did not mean to undermine your hobby.
It's not a hobby, dear. It's a subfield of zoology, one specializing in animal species that are so exceedingly rare that many assume them to be extinct or even fictitious. Searching for such species called cryptids is difficult and often thankless, and frankly, many scientists are too lazy to do it. Universities these days are rarely interested in supporting real research.
The quality of research at Revacholian universities has been on the decline, but you doubt
we
there
did
was
improve
ever a
our
time
suggestion.
when cryptozoology was embraced by the academic elite.
What about Morel? Looks, character?
Oh dear. I'm not sure where to begin.
How does it look like?
Well, his expression is slightly grumpy, but his eyes are always bright and curious, like a small boy's. And his palms are quite coarse from all the field work, but he's quite gentle.
If I were to meet him in the street, what would I look for?
Well, he's a bit shorter than you, but with a larger frame, and he has longish white hair, usually a bit uncombed. You might say wildy.
The lieutenant pulls out his notebook and...
One other thing, he'll likely have all kinds of field gear on him, even if he's not out in the reeds, you know, just in case. We'll be celebrating our 16th anniversary this autumn. Not the most numerically satisfying anniversary, but I like the less obvious milestones even more somehow.
Huh. How did you
By a
meet?
dating agency, I'm ashamed to say. I was looking to get back into the scene after recovering from my accident. And he'd just divorced. We hit it off, and, well, here we are.
She's skipping over some important parts. Perhaps you'll find out more later.
I hope I've been useful.
Tell me more about this
Oh,
rare
sweetie,
instinct.
It's fascinating, but I shouldn't bore you with entomological minutiae.
The lieutenant gives you a sideways glance.
Well, it's a phasmid, technically, but
Ah yes, Phasmatodia, a diverse group of insects whose bodies resemble twigs, leaves, that sort of thing. Ghost insects, colloquial.
where other phasmids imitate sticks or leaves, this one's a living reed. It disguises itself among the reeds here on the Insulindian coast, hence its name, the Insulindian phasmid. Perhaps you'll end up co-discovering the phasmid with us, officers.
I knew it. We're gonna be chasing made-up insects with cryptozoologists.
It's not made up, officer. I can assure you. It's simply elusive, so much so that most establishment zoologists doubt it exists at all.
What makes you think the phasmid's
Well,
around here?
some teenagers making out in the reeds saw one. They didn't know what it was, of course, but there was a brief article in a local newspaper about their encounter with a ghost insect that looks like the reeds.
So newspaper
Gary
clipping is
sent
all
us
the
a clipping.
evidence.
Of course, most phasmid sightings turn out to be false alarms, but their description matched the Insul Indian phasmid perfectly, and they didn't even know what they were looking at.
Enthusiasm has wiped the worry from her face. Her eyes sparkle behind her glasses.
Seem really
I
excited about this.
suppose I
kid,
have
dude.
something of a personal connection to the Insul Indian phasmid. All scientists have their little hobby horses.
Does it have cool
Yes,
powers?
It can blend in almost perfectly among the reeds. It's how it stayed hidden all these years.
Dangerous?
Not at all. Why else would it hide itself so carefully? Oh, I doubt it. No one gets into cryptozoology for the money, sweetie. Oh dear. I'm afraid I'm not explaining this very well. It is very special. Morel can explain it all much better. I wish you could hear him describe it. Then you'd understand, I'm sure.
Okay, another thought.
Lonesome, long way home. Here we go. Home awaits. Walk past Station 41 and through the market, past the Boogie Street spearhead to the other side of the lake, the frozen eye at the center of the district. Then past the video rental store on the corner. There, at the end of a street lined with pine trees, a small house no larger than a matchbox. 11 Voyager Road. You no longer live there. Those times are gone.
No, we don't
And
live
so
there
are those
anyway.
people. Why did you come here? Why are you still here? And where's the dealer? You have to get back to work. That's all you have now.
Learning cap for perception, raise to 5. Speed gives you 1. That is pretty solid bonus, I think. There's a lot of thoughts though. Like, and we only have what? 6, 12, 9, yeah, 12 slots. There's more than 12 thoughts that we can have at the same time, so we will have to consider dropping some
Wow.
at some point.
So someone's been a little boring.
What?
Yes, my standard liege. Someone's seen all sorts of wild ideas pop off and thought, I'll take the boring one. The regular, please. The brown.
Kim, am I boring?
You? I wouldn't worry about that.
See? You're so regular and vinyl brown, he doesn't even want to talk to you about it.
You're picking on me for not being crazy now. That's the
No
least of my
need to be
concern.
defensive. The regularity, the brownness, the cut and dry have their appeal.
Just
Hey,
trying
of
to
course
do
you do. Let's get right to it. My lord's copotype is regular cop. I'll let everyone know. I'll send it to
Ah.
telefax. Done and done. No actual communiques will be sent.
What the fuck is this? Regular law official. -2 to Inland Empire. Well, at least it's a quick thought to think. The heart isn't paying me enough for this. Ah! Still don't know what's
You
behind
see
this,
a heavy
right?
steel door with a prominent.
It wouldn't change if we equip this, right?
You see
Yep.
the man ponders his cooking utensils
Do you know
and gives you
what's
a little nod.
Behind
He
the door?
looks up at you, then looks away quickly, shrugging and muttering something to himself. Shrugging is an international sign for, no, I don't know what's behind that door.
Well, we tried. See, Northern Line is still here. Oh no, the guy who was asleep here is gone now. Fuck. Could have talked with him.
Let me handle this. Detective disorientated. Are you still wondering where you are?
Nah.
This is Martinez, in case you've forgotten. I advise you not to overstay your welcome.
Her entire character has shifted. This young woman is cold as ice.
You're not
That's
a gardener.
Right. I am not a gardener. I'm a legal counselor for the Dock Workers Union.
Oh.
So let's get to it. You're looking for Titus Hardy? You think he has information that will help you? Maybe he does. That's Titus. Talk to him. But know this. I'll be keeping an eye on you. No strong arming. Nothing official. The District of Martinez does not recognize your authority to make arrests.
It doesn't matter if you recognize our authority. We will make an arrest, if we have to.
She says nothing. Her glare speaks for her. Could this be the Miss Buford that Easy Leo mentioned?
Yeah.
The one Mr. Everard sent to law school?
What's your role?
Like I already told you, I'm a legal counselor. Do you have hearing problems?
Are you Miss Buford?
I suggest not wasting time on trivial pleasantries and focusing on why you are actually here.
Even though she has excellent control over herself, something moved behind her eyes. In the way she stands. In her face.
You told me about you.
You are not here to chat up the legal counsel. You are here to question these men.
What if I want to talk to you?
What you want is of no significance, officer. Don't test your authority. In Martinez?
Quick save before talking to the guys. Yeah, I feel like that would be important. Where is aggressive?
You make your living enforcing violence. These people are just dock workers.
Just dock workers? Do dock workers spy on the police? We let you off easy, miss. Don't think it will happen again.
Listen, you moral intern lackeys. You're a mob, enforcing the unlawful privatization of Revachol. 20 fat men in the Occident are stealing it all, and you're their bodyguards.
Fuck yeah.
Oh.
So ask what you came to ask, or get back to your commanders.
Armed uprising. What are the union plans?
A comedian. Do your job, ask your questions, then get out of Martinez.
Strange. It's as if people don't believe a cop could be a socialist revolutionary.
Yeah, it's pretty unlikely.
What are we going to do to you?
Cold
The
laughter.
union isn't going to do anything to you. It is not a crime syndicate. It is a labor organization. If anything, it is the...
I'll be back. We don't have to talk with them right away, like he said. We can check with Everard first real quick. Tell him we finished the job. Oh, this is the Frit. Nice. Ah, and this is the collector thingy.
The tear machines. Your bottles clunk into the
Nice.
You see several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf beneath a display of croissants and juice bottles. The raincoats are transparent, except for the big Fritta slogan on the back. The packages are small, discreet, sloppily stacked, making them easier to take
Steal
unnoticed.
a raincoat.
No need to worry about knocking over a display.
What is what? It's a raincoat. If you want to buy one, then it's only 4 real.
Her attention is drawn to the raincoats. Stealing one undetected will now be more difficult.
I think we can nick one. We would have to remove our shoes and our pants.
You see several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf beneath a display of the raincoat.
This is very funny. Hold on, I want to try this.
You see several. The packages are small,
Challenging,
discreet.
but we can.
The girl delves into the magazine, down onto one knee, pretending to do up a shoelace. Take a loose package from the bottom, slip it in.
Alright, I got a raincoat. Oh, it further increases our endurance. Nice. Okay, well, let's put our shoes and pants back. I just want you to imagine someone going into your shop, taking off their shoes and pants, stealing a raincoat, and then putting them back. It's too good. It's too good. This game fucking writes itself. And yeah, further endurance. I assume it's over the jacket slot, right? Yeah. We can use it before checking for the corpse.
Welcome to Frit.
What's that magazine she's reading?
What is the
I don't know. Frit?
Either getting what you want or look like a dumbass for trying. Indeed.
I think they think that the extra T makes it funkier.
The story goes that normal Fritta, with 2 T's, a men's workwear shop in Vredefort, was already taken. So when Fritta Retail Inc. grew into a multinational corporation, they had to add an extra letter to avoid trademark infringement.
You mean this? This is Pop Stars. It's got, like, famous people in it. It's not for sale.
Looks like it also has something called Police de la Mode, featured on page 34. This speaks to you.
What is this? Fashion police?
It's where they rate different outfits famous people wear. It's kind of funny. They're kind of mean. It's about who's the most stylish.
That's the numero uno guy in there, and does he look like this? Point here, so I bet your hat would take the point.
No. I don't like it. I hate it.
We are not the fashion police. We're the real police.
God damn it, Kim. You came in and ruined the fun.
Okay. I'm not really supposed to be chatting to anyone, but...
Novelty
wow.
check.
I didn't know you worked for the union, sir. Anything else I can do for you?
No, you don't work for the union. The union works for you by supplying you with cash. That was easy. Worryingly so.
A warehouse? I don't know. Maybe. I don't really care what Frit does.
Oh, give me something to work
She
with
looks
here.
up from under her brow.
Fine. Frit doesn't have a warehouse. Just a little back room here. Okay?
Can you tell me anything about the dead body?
I don't really know anything. I mean, I know it's there, but I haven't seen it, so...
Did you know the man
Not
who died?
really. No. I didn't know him at all. I don't know, really long. I don't...
No need to worry. It's just
fucking
standard
talking to
procedure
a
for us to ask around. If
brick
you hear
wall.
anything, let us know, okay?
Okay. Uh-huh. Reality? You mean, what reality? Economic reality, or...?
She is like a student unexpectedly called upon by a teacher. Can she answer the classroom question?
No, I mean the
I
physical
don't
reality.
know. What about it? We're in Frit as mankind, or as a nation, or...
What will her essay prompt be?
This is so funny.
We're in Revachol, like on the Insulindian Isola. That wasn't very hard. I don't know. Look at the...
The clock shows the time at 10:09. The hands seem to be still.
Nah,
It's apparent the
I was
clock
about to
doesn't
say.
work.
When ordinary people take over the government and demands democracy.
About the one I had in
it
Revolution.
happened like 50 years ago or so. Sorry, I'm not very good at this. At history, I mean. Our government? Or do you mean something else? Cool.
Absolutely embarrassing. What's that?
A colorful display of cigarettes and alcohol bottles line the shop wall,
Ooh.
inviting you close. The bottles wink at you in the light. The smokes too glitter in their wrapping. It's like looking into a kind of heaven. Your knees are weak.
Oh
There,
God.
in that dark green glass, all in vain. The great flowing river of warmth, wine, alcohol, beer, alcohol, love, alcohol.
Not a very good place for a ride.
The beauty, the truth, the poetry of it all.
I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health. But I guess you already know that.
Do you sell any under-the-counter vices? Ah. Huh, all alcohol has the same effect, even though some is more expensive. And then cigarettes increase your intellect, apparently. Still paying the yapping the game. It is very cool.
No, Frit only sells legal drugs, like the law says.
Boo, you're no fun.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the Saint Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo. Their logo is the bloodless rose, pure white, untouched by harm.
Just ask me if you need anything from Saint Baptiste. We don't stock prescription meds, but we do have Nosafed, Duramine, magnesium, and Hypnogamma. Saint Baptiste, you know, the Saint Baptiste Pharmaceuticals, the one that sells meds out of Saint Baptiste.
She is right. Saint Baptiste, the company, derives its name from Saint Baptiste, the city. Itself so named because that's what it is. A rare case where that really is the full etymological history.
Right. Alright, well, good to know, I guess. I want to talk with Everard before I talk with the union workers. Tell him that we did the job.
You've been in there, he means. Talked to the boss man too, probably.
Labor
It's but a rest
Utopia.
area on the path leading across open plains. Right, you talk to the boss eye to eye, like men of the plain. If you have any more questions, I'm set to talk.
Let's go to a disco called Elysium.
Yeah, the janitor who gave me the key to his apartment said the guy's a bit of an asshole.
Music and the racist mugs, that's what the clothing
Yeah,
class
it would
want.
be really bad if we got into an argument about him. Waste of a good noon. Or afternoon. Or not.
Yep. Alright. And then through here, I believe. And, okay. Did we do this
The
one?
already familiar cold touch of plastic. Wilson, your fingers run. Calling, still. The voice of a...
Video
Right.
rental is a 24-hour video rental. We rent 8 and 10 millimeter. Sir, I don't know. Maybe you called to
Already
extend your
did
rental
this.
period? Do you need to extend your rental period? If you need any further assistance, you can visit us.
The call is...
Around your machines, right? So it was like up through here, over here. We can try using our intellect to break into the thing again. Oh, maybe we can open this now. Yeah, nice. Half-light. Okay. How are you doing, chap?
Oh, hey, mister. I knew you'd be back to no trouble at all.
Nothing new here. Alright, Everard. I did your dirty business.
Mr. Dubois, every worker...
A member of
That's
the board.
right, Mr. Dubois. I see the socialist democratic fervor now burns in your heart, too. How can I help you today?
And I opened the door. What do you think of the Poles? It's a broad question. I think they're cool, how they stand up to the Russians, at least. I don't know any Poles myself, so I can't say much about them other than that.
I'm very glad to hear that, Harry. One question. You didn't actually happen to stumble in and see what's inside the apartment, did you?
He's trying to figure out if you're lying.
Should have saved before. Shouldn't I? What, did he see me? Did he not?
Just as I thought. Culturally antiquated mug collection. What a weasel. Pissing on Everart's Rainbow Coalition.
You'd support Russia. I told you before, like, I'm not some fucking tanky just because I'm left-leaning. You understand, you know. There were some good things about the Soviet Union, but Russia, and, you know, it still was, and Russia by extension, an imperialist state, so, yeah.
He was testing you, and you succeeded.
Now let's get down to brass tacks. It's time for men like me and you to figure out who's killed who and why. Real police work is gonna start happening now. I promise you, Harry, this is gonna be good.
Oh, a similar mug in the trash.
Racist mugs in the trash and in the apartment? You guys are just light years ahead of me. I have so much confidence in the ability of your organization. I'm relieved you're doing this and leaving me to do what I do best. Helping people. With the power of politics.
Yes, yes. Do you think this weasel is somehow connected to the murder?
Oh, no, 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 no. I don't cross paths like that. All I want is for you to succeed in your investigation. I would never complicate things for you.
Oddly, it seems to be true.
I've cleaned up after
Believe me, Harry, he's a nobody. Just your basement variety nobody. Can't imagine him being connected to a high-caliber case like this, but he does live nearby. Maybe it's a pedantic weasel. Fascists are known to be neat freaks. I feel like a real detective right now, Harry. Am I getting this right?
There's more police work than whacking an imaginary baton.
Of course, Harry. I'm not a real police officer. You are.
See, the lynching and the strike are
By
related.
now, I'm sure you've figured out who the dead man was working for. The bad guys. Wild Pines. Sent to scare us.
Another violent measure of the top hats against us flatcaps. Harry, this strike is the culmination of many, many mistakes made by the Wild Pines group. They tried to shut the strike down by sending in armed mercenaries.
You mean our victim?
A security contractor? Can you imagine that? Workers standing in peaceful protest, united in the spirit of fellowship, and they send hired killers to mow us down with machine gun fire?
The clothes on your character give any stats? Yeah, they do. That's the whole point.
He performs a motion as if spraying bullets from a machine gun.
I'm talking beasts. Hardened killers from proxy wars in Yisut, Semenine, Saramoritsa, you name it, they've done it. Raping, killing, burning villages, killing little children for the Senorita Pineapple Company, Harry. Everything they did there, they brought over here. They want to turn Revachol into a third world slum. Honestly, the only thing they didn't do is kill the village elephant.
You have a village
No,
elephant.
Harry, the elephant is metaphorical and so is the village, but the mercs and their brutality are very real. Now, I haven't personally witnessed the brutalities out there. I have the luxury of staying in my container, you see. If I need to go somewhere, they just move my container.
Wait, they moved the entire container?
I'm an old man, Harry. My legs aren't what they used to be. They lift my office with that big crane. It's actually very fun. You should try it.
Wow.
Enough about me and my fun container. The killers the company
What the
hired,
lazy fuck.
I think there were 3 of them, all hardened commando types. One of them got downright suicidal, getting drunk, violent, a little rapey. Even their own negotiator couldn't control him. That's your boy, the one who likes hanging out and trees.
What makes you think the Wild Pines negotiator can't control them?
Harry, what you need to realize is, we dock workers are not pushovers. We got grit, Harry. This whole neighborhood does. Push us hard enough and we push back. And when we do, we push to kill.
Yep. Whole neighborhood is in on it.
Potentially, Harry, potentially. We got arm wrestling champions, rowing club people, ex-coal miners, tough guys, all ready to spring into action for their home base. There's a militant wing inside the Union. A group of people whose duties don't involve manual labor, but peacekeeping in the neighborhood, making sure everything runs smoothly.
That sounds a bit like organized crime.
They're like you guys. Idealistic people who want to make sure bad things don't happen. And if they already have, well, punishment must follow.
Again, that sounds like organized crime.
Yeah, they have. The Union has their own militia.
So these idealists killed our victim?
One day Titus Hardy, leader of this peacekeeping faction, comes up to me and says, "Boss, socialist democratic fervor drove us to take it upon ourselves to kill this beast that was burdening the land." He probably worded it differently, but that was the idea. Sure sounded to me like they killed him. I gave them 2 weeks paid leave and told them to lay low to avoid retaliation.
Aren't you worried we might arrest them for this?
Oh, I'm not at all worried about that. These are not the kind of men who get arrested. They're Martinez boys, tough and gritty. I'd like to see the man who takes them in. Besides, I sent my lawyer girl to look after them.
Yeah, we know her. I didn't know the mercenaries were hired by the shipping
How do
company.
I know? Let me tell you about these people. That's their MO.
Ooh.
It's what they do.
Modus
Last
operandi.
winter, some poor workers in Terminal E went on a little strike. The company sent in Sediment, a security contractor. The strike was over the workers' right to wear protective footwear, Harry. These guys turn up and start beating people. Tell you what, Harry, I wouldn't be surprised if we got the same mercenary company after a little rebranding. And I'm sure as hell not surprised to see an army of scabs under my gates.
So you believe the scabs were organized by the security contractor?
You said it. Hell, one of those guys looks big enough to take down that proverbial elephant. Boys like that don't just happen to show up during strikes.
Yeah, we did talk to
That
him.
does sound quite unlikely, yes. The big guy leading the scabs at the gate is colossal.
Mention the lawyer
Liz is a
girl.
bright one. I paid for that law degree myself, thinking it'll probably turn her all fancy. But hell, Harry, she came back a firebrand socialist. Sometimes she scares me with her zeal.
Wait, the girl by the whirling, who was keeping an eye on you. Is he talking about her?
I did that, didn't I? She thinks of herself as a guerrilla fighter. These middle-class kids and the books they read are crazy, Harry. I think she would rather be an insurgent than a lawyer. I hope it's a phase.
Tell me about Titus Harding's crew.
Oh, they are simply fine young men, all 7 of them. Exemplary union members, always working to advance their position in the local socialist democratic movement. Core members. Old Theo used to run them, but things really kicked into gear when Titus took the reins and named the group after himself. Gotta love his initiative.
Interesting. Who's second in command?
They're almost all of them great guys, born leaders. Whatever happened, I'm sure they only had the best interests of Martinez and Revachol in mind. Work with them. Hell, interview them. But don't fight them. They really are just like you. Men who like beer, women, and some order on the streets. You know what, Harry? I got a feeling they're gonna show up in full force tomorrow.
Today.
The lieutenant marks something in his notebook.
Can I use your backing?
But of course! It's the least I can do for my good friend Harry. I'll do it right after we've concluded this talk.
When you meet this Titus, tell him about this. See what he has to say.
Also, Harry, here's 5 real. I'm not giving you anything. I'm just holding out 5 real.
The lieutenant watches you pocket the banknote. He looks a little puzzled.
Good boy. A real team player. Now, do you have any more questions? Was it a good talk? I'm not sure we made much headway here. I was hoping we'd bust the case wide open. Heck, I even wanted to tell you what I really want to achieve with the strike. I don't know what happened, Harry. I wanted you to feel like Mr. Martinez. And of course, I also wanted you to find your gun. But it's like I can't completely trust you. Yet. Yes, Harry. It's like I can't fully trust you if you're not a man of the left. I want to, but I just can't.
A man of the left. So you have to be a social democrat. He's been hurt too much in the past by men who aren't social democrats.
Excuse me, I'm more alive than you are.
You're saying it, but I don't believe you. You know how it is. Company snitches, agent provocateurs everywhere. I'm barricaded in this fortress of mine, and I need to get a message out. Will you help me?
And what would this entail?
Once again, I require nothing unethical or illegal of you. You just need to get 2 little signatures on this piece of paper, and then mail it to my accountant in La Delta.
Well, the
I'm
signature
glad
for...
you asked, Harry. The Union is going to build a modern youth centre in Martinez. It will be righteous. We're gonna get those teenagers off drugs. And on roller skates. There's a nameless little street on the coast with some old houses around it. Most people have already signed. I just need 2 more signatures to get this mission off the ground, Harry. On the coast, Harry, across the canal. There's a cul-de-sac there. A little village, they're calling it. A gloomy place. You'll find it. I trust your detective skills, Harry.
What will happen to the current
They're
occupants?
just gonna have to deal with the construction noise for 6 months, and then they'll be living like kings. Right next to a fancy new youth centre, designed by the best architects from Stella Marie.
Is he absolutely sure the tenants won't be thrown out in the street?
Sure, no one's gonna end up
Am
homeless.
I? Harry, these people, Martinez is the most important thing in my life. I would never let anything bad happen to them. We're gonna build a youth centre there. The value of their properties goes up and kids have a place to play in. I'm looking out for these people, not pulling the rug from under them, Harry. I'm looking out for all of Martinez, not just the harbour.
What do you think?
It depends. I don't think what we just got from Mr. Clare was very useful.
As I said, it weighs on me heavily. But once we get really talking, well, I'm gonna hand you the keys to Martinez. And maybe even help you figure out who's behind this killing.
He's saying as little as possible, as vaguely as he...
You bring joy to my heart, Harry. Such a pleasure to be working with you. You need to get signatures from Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. The cul-de-sac is right past the pawn shop and across the canal.
Right past the
I
pawn
hear there
shop.
is some trouble with the water lock, but they should fix it by Wednesday morning. Once you have the signatures, mail this to 13022 La Rocca in La Delta. Then I'll know you're a solid socialist.
What's in the container that's outside your
My
office?
dear Harry, there are literally millions of containers in this harbor. I couldn't possibly... Harry, you smooth-talking son of a bitch. Time is a precious resource, and I don't have enough of it to count containers with you.
Smooth talking. Maybe that's the way to go about opening the container. You should at least try.
Oh my god. Right on. So, we got the envelope.
You take the legal documents out of the envelope. A 12 to 40 month construction period and the zoning plan in the addendum.
We'll check that. We do have another level, and I think I'm gonna put it into authority. And then after that, we'll probably unlock another thought over here. But yeah, that'll be it for today as well. Such a gigantic fucking game, I have to say. It's gonna take us ages to finish it, but hope you all enjoyed watching. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more. And I'll see you next time. We're going to make it has stopped working. Bye bye.